There is a special feel in the air right now. I've been to many West Virginia games, but this has a different feel. This is going to be my first backyard brawl, and just I'm officially in. Hold on, forgot to turn down my own show. This is going to be my first backyard brawl. Super excited. Even the drive up here, I'm officially in West Virginia, and just the closer it gets, the more uh, just exciting doesn't even describe it. That's why I said in the title, jacked up. I am freaking jacked up. So I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow, but we're gonna be covering the entire day, pregame show. I don't even know how long it's going to last. It could be like 6 hours. I don't know. Then we're going to watch the game, and then afterwards, of course, a celebration show. It will be a celebration show. I promise you that. It will be a celebration show. Otherwise, it's going to be a bunch of throwing things. That's all I can say. But real quickly, before we get any further, don't forget to hit that like button, because even if you don't like me, it helps the video. Whenever you hit the like button, it helps these live shows, these videos hit the YouTube algorithm. And whenever that happens, it gets suggested more people click on it. And that's how you grow a video. So if you would please hit the like button. Easy, simple, fast, and free. And I will put in the StreamYard link here in just a minute for people to join if they want to share my excitement. Even if you're not a West Virginia fan or a Pitt fan, this is a great, think about it, this is a great rivalry coming back. This would be like, let's see, this would be like Auburn and Alabama going on like a decade hiatus and then coming back. Yeah, especially for us West Virginia fans. And the crazy thing, this has blown me away. This has blown me away, guys. Vivid Seats and ESPN has said that 75% of the tickets that have been bought by freaking West Virginia fans. I know that's not counting the student section. That's going to even it out somewhat, but we could be looking at worst case scenario for West Virginia fans, 50-50 split. Worst case scenario. That's insane. That tells you just how hungry these fans are and how pathetic Pitt fans are. I mean, I knew Pitt has lost a lot of their loyal fans over the years, especially whenever they moved into an NFL stadium. I knew that, but this genuinely surprised me. It really did. Next year in Morgantown, whenever the Backyard Brawl goes back to Morgantown, yeah, that's not going to happen. I promise you that. It'll be like a 90-10 split in Morgantown. Just let you know. All right, so give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. I know I forgot to put the StreamYard in because that's what I do. I forget. So give me 1 second on that. Different keyboard, so you're going to hear the clicking. So don't mind that. But I'm going to put that in there. That way people can join the show. And yes, this is not my usual setup. So this might get a little interesting, guys. I got to get used to all the new keystrokes and all that good stuff. So bear with me. Who else is excited for the Backyard Brawl? I mean, seriously. Hold on. Getting a little bit of help. There we go. Let's see. Let me get everything in here. Probably should have done this to start, but, you already know how I am. I forget things a lot. It'll only take just a second, though, if I can get all this in the first time. That's the biggest key. CT. Is that PTAK? I think I got it. Yes, first time. Hopefully that works. If it doesn't, let me know, and we'll try to fix it. I'm double checking here. All right, there you go. StreamYard link. Right there. You want to join me on the show? That's how you do it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as a call-in show, except we do it through StreamYard. You can turn the camera off. I just ask that you show your face before I put you on. That way I know nothing stupid is going on. Also, if you have a question, a comment, or you want to make fun of me, hey, I can take it. Remember, checklist, thick skin, I have it. Best way to get my attention is the super chat button. And that is on the bottom right-hand corner of the comments section, right below, right where you type everything in. Just hit the dollar sign. Anything you put right there will be thrown on the screen. I will read it. If it's a question, I will answer it to the best of my ability. If it's a comment, I'll read it, address it. And, of course, if it's a troll and you want to make fun of me, I'll read that too. That's how much I appreciate you supporting the channel. So yeah, super chats. Let's go. And anybody that wants to join, I'll put the StreamYard link in the. You're gonna get feedback. Mayhem Matthew, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for the $5 donation. Says nice setup, GBD. Yeah, I'm up here in West Virginia, so this is my brother's setup, and he has it nice and set up. You want me to add that? Okay, we'll add that. We're doing a double angle real quick. That is my brother literally videoed me from the backside, so you're getting my good side. How about that? You're getting my good side. It's me. See, not a robot. This was not pre-recorded. It's really me. But yeah, we got 4 monitors, an overhead monitor, big old TV in case we couldn't make it, but we are going to make it. We're going to be there. Pre-game festivities. Hey, if you are a Golden Bluetooth subscriber and you're going to make it to the Backyard Brawl, come stop by our booth and say what's up. Do a meet and greet. I promise we don't bite. We like to meet our loyal subscribers and supporters. Awesome stuff. Joey, already a great supporter of the show. Thank you for the $1.99 donation, buddy. You know you didn't have to do that. You already know you didn't have to do that, but we greatly appreciate it. On to the business at hand. The Backyard Brawl hasn't been played in over a decade. It's been about 11 years. That should be a federal crime. That should not happen. I mean, think about it. Other rivalries that are not in the same conference, you have Clemson, South Carolina, you have Louisville, Kentucky. If they can do it, why couldn't the Backyard Brawl? And those rivalries, no offense to my South Carolina, Clemson, Louisville, Kentucky, any of the other out-of-conference rivalries out there, no offense to you guys, but this rivalry is one of the biggest out-of-conference rivalries. I'm thinking about Georgia Tech. I know you guys are good rivals, but this rivalry, as far as out of conference, it's a pretty big one. I wouldn't put it above like Michigan and Ohio State or the Iron Ball or anything like that, but it's I would say at least top 10. In my opinion, top 5. Mayhem Matthew, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Says, oh man, he's gonna make me read this. When W loses, I'm calling it. I hear you. I'm putting it on the screen. This will turn into the conference realignment channel. Not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I've only put out like 120 conference realignment videos. Why not, right? Why not? That's not a bad idea. But the problem with that is West Virginia is going to win. So that prediction is not looking solid, in my opinion. Y'all want to join the show? StreamYard link, I dumped it in the comments. Any of my moderators in the house, feel free to repost that, because I know it went up. I should have put it in the description, and I should always put it in the description, but I never remember to. I don't know why. That's one thing I always freaking forget. You already know Pepsi, proud sponsor, Golden Bluetooth right there. But yeah, we are jacked up. Kickoff is set for 7:30. So it's not just a game. It is going to be a night game under the lights. I actually haven't been to very many night games in Morgantown. In fact, I think I've only been to one. I know this is not in Morgantown, but I'm talking about in college football in general. I've only been to one, and it was in Morgantown. So that's just like another layer to the excitement that's going to be going on tomorrow night. Super, super excited. And John Waffle H2P, I knew you were going to show up. Appreciate the $1.99. Always lowballing me, but still a supporter. Overconfidence is never good. I'm not overconfident. I'm just right confident, like the exact right level. And I was literally about to explain that, John Waffle. You kind of stepped in front of me. Let me explain that. So back in December, right after the season, West Virginia, of course, went 6-6. Not good. Not going to lie, I was expecting at least like a 7-5, 8-4 type of season. 6-6. Slight step back from the 6-4 in 2020. And, of course, Pitt wins the ACC, goes 11-3, and I'm thinking, holy crap. the 1 year that we decide that it's time for the Backyard Brawl to come back, West Virginia looks pathetic and Pitt looks awesome. Crap. But you know what? I'm a West Virginia fan. I had hope. Then the offseason happened. That changed everything. So not only did Pitt lose Kenny Pickett to the NFL, which we all knew was going to happen, and Kenny Pickett, top 5 Pitt quarterback. I got to give him props. Top 5. Best since Dan Marino. But we knew that was going to happen, right? And then West Virginia loses Hakeem Mesidor in the transfer portal, one of our best defensive linemen. But on the plus side, we're very, very deep on that. So it wasn't like, just a death blow or anything like that. But it sucked. So right out of the gates, man, it's not looking good, right? But then things started to change. Well, first off, Neil Brown finally realizes that we need an actual, real, good offensive coordinator, goes to Texas Tech and grabs freaking Graham Harrell. Graham Harrell, if you don't know what this guy does, every time he goes to a new team, their average points per game jumps 8 to 10 points per game in that first year. So that's amazing right there. But then that attracts JT Daniels. He chooses West Virginia, and I'm thinking, man, we have a shot. We have a real shot in this game. We're not done. Then their offensive coordinator, John Whipple, or Mark Whipple, I always get that name mixed up. Mark Whipple jumps to Nebraska, who just lost Northwestern. And Narduzzi said, oh, we didn't like him, fan base. Oh, we didn't like him, passed too much. But your offense was great at passing. I never understood that complaint about him. Like, y'all had one of the best passing offenses in the nation, and yet you complain that he called a pass-heavy offense. That makes no sense. So after that, Jordan Addison decides to transfer to USC. So it was like the best offseason I could have imagined. I go from, man, I hope we can somehow pull off a miracle, to I'm confident West Virginia is going to win this game, and I think they're going to win by double digits. I'm talking between 10 and 14 points. The silent majority, thank you for the $1.99 donation. We greatly appreciate it. Stubby 1085, thank you for the $1.99 donation. You got me drinking the Kool-Aid. That's what I'm talking about. West Virginia 24, Pitt 17. That's a little low, but I like your thinking because the defenses, you know what, I can buy that. I think it's going to be a little bit higher scoring for West Virginia, at least, not that much more for Pitt. But I like where you're coming from. Let's see. AJ, hopefully I don't butcher your last name, so correct me if I'm wrong. AJ Padata, something. Thank you for the $4.99 donation. What do you think the reason WU gets disrespected in the media? Great question, by the way. We are the winningest program without a national title. Why do we never get respect? Well, I actually started talking about that earlier today. Dana Holgerson set our program back 10 years. And here recently, me and Uncle Lou have kind of gotten into it as far as who's the better head coach. And he says Dana Holgerson. I said, no way, it's Neil Brown. And that's not me saying that Neil Brown's a good coach. He still has a lot to prove. Maybe he's not the future of West Virginia. I don't know. But he's better than Dana Holgerson. Dana Holgerson should have been fired we gave him way too much time at West Virginia. He dug this program into the ground. First 3 years, by year 3, West Virginia went 4-8, lost to Kansas. So you think 6-6 is bad in the third year. Dana Holgerson went freaking 4-8 and lost to Kansas. And yet we were okay with him for, how many ever more years after that. Our best year was either 2011 in his first year with all that NFL talent, or 2016 when we went 10-3 but still got beat by the best teams on our schedule. That was it. People got used to West Virginia being mediocre. That's why people look down on us. They have forgotten how good West Virginia can be or has been in the past. It's distant memory when we smacked Clemson around the Orange Bowl. It's a distant memory. 2007 when we came one game away from the national championship. And yes, it was Pitt that knocked us out. But then we smashed Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl. It's a distant memory. 2006 when we beat a Georgia team in the Sugar Bowl that we had no business being in that game because of Dana Holgorsen. Dana Holgorsen is the gap. Go back and look at the history books. Dana Holgorsen is the gap between when West Virginia was great to mediocre and downright bad sometimes. He is the gap. Let's see. Sorry, I skipped that one. Silent Majority, thank you for the $1.99 donation. Says Penn State needs a rival line like I got you. Penn State needs a rival like Pitt, West Virginia. Pitt fans make it seem like Penn State and Pitt are kind of the same caliber, but I disagree. I'm with you. Maybe that's a good point. Penn State has a really, really good brand. Y'all deserve a great rivalry like that. I mean, y'all have good rivalries with a Michigan, Ohio State, a Michigan State, but nothing like the Backyard Brawl. I agree with that. Great super chat right there. 100% agree. John Waffle, man, I knew it. Let's see. Thank you for the $1 donation, first of all. Are you friends with Brandon Phoenix? Yes, but not like, best friends, talk to him every day. But yeah, we get along. Yeah, we're friends with him. Jimmy Touchdown. I knew you were going to come. Jimmy Touchdown, $2 donation. Going by 2021. Yeah, that's what proves who's the better coach. Holgorsen at Houston, regular season 12-1. Loses to Texas Tech, beats Rice, SMU, South Florida. Softest 12-1 of all time. Oh, and you left out the fact that you lost to Cincinnati, got smashed in the AAC championship game. You barely beat Auburn, who was a bottom feeder. Barely made it into a bowl, 17-14. They forget all that stuff. D4, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, what's going on, Golden Blue dude?
Hey, man, it is freaking Backyard Brawl Eve, man. That's all I can say. I mean,
dude, I'm excited. To me, that's more exciting of a matchup than Penn State Purdue tomorrow night.
yes.
And speaking of y'all getting disrespected, dude. People don't understand when we leave the Big 12, you guys are going to be the premier tradition team in the Big 12. Y'all are going to take over to be that flagship program.
You represent what team now?
Texas.
Texas. A Texas fan saying, now, as of right now, it's Texas and Oklahoma. Make no mistake about it. But when Texas and Oklahoma leave, and the numbers back it up, by the way. The numbers back it up. I did a video a while back, and the source was Tony Altimore. West Virginia, the biggest fan base in the new Big 12. It's a fact. But because of that gap that I talked about, I call it the Dana Holgorsen gap, people forget what we did before him, and they just remember what West Virginia has done since. And I understand what Jimmy Touchdown is saying as far as last year, but I like to compare team with team. Holgorsen at Houston and what he did, and Brown at West Virginia, that's not comparable. No, that does not say it all. We have direct comparisons. Like the first 3 years, yes, Dana Holgorsen has a higher winning percentage, but it was because of that first year with all that NFL talent. They went 10-3, then 7-6, then 4-8. With Neil Brown, 5-7, 6-4, 6-6. That's not great progression by Neil Brown, but compared to Dana Holgorsen, that's really, really good. Like it's like people have such short memories; they don't remember how bad we were with those first 3 years under Holgorsen. Holgorsen single-handedly got Houston in the Big 12. I'm not even responding to that. That's, dude. I'll let you respond to that. I don't even know what to say about that.
I don't think a coach is going to have that much pull, especially from a coach that has really done nothing to have that kind of pull. If you were a Kirby Smart, a Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher, Ryan Day, Lincoln Riley, something like that, I could see it. But from a coach that has done absolutely nothing and actually failed at West Virginia, you're not going to have that kind of pull.
Yeah.
It's the Big 12 was needing teams to pull in right quick and in a hurry to try to counter the Texas-Oklahoma move, and Houston happened to be one of the B team cheerleaders that they wouldn't pick.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But here's the thing that drives me nuts, man. Dana Holgorsen did the best he could at West Virginia because they were in the Big 12. They weren't used to that competition. Apparently, you're not familiar with the Big East in its heyday and how good West Virginia was. That's a stupid comment, and that's completely forgetting anything that West Virginia has done before Dana Holgorsen. And this is exactly why people look down on West Virginia right now, too, because of that. Since Holgorsen took over, yes, we have been mediocre. Our best seasons were 10-3 and 10-3, not winning our bowls. So I would agree with that, but you have to look at what happened before as well, not just, now you're in the Big 12 and that's why. No, that's not why. It's because our program was literally set back a full decade under Holgorsen. And even a Texas fan, I consider D4, a.k.a. Brandon, a friend of mine, agrees with that because, you know why? It's not because, he's kissing my rear end. It's because it's the truth. It's the truth. That's why. Oh, here we go. Jimmy Tubbs. He's going to come after you now, man.
Let him come.
He had to ride OU's coattails to get to the SEC. If anything, it would be the other way around. Seriously, you can't go. And yes, Oklahoma has been the better football program, but they have way more pull. They make way more money. Their brand is not even comparable. I mean, Texas has one of the biggest brands in the entire nation, arguably number one. So that comment is absolutely asinine. I'm sorry, it is. Thank you, AJ. Hopefully I say his last name right. If I don't, please correct me. Padata? Does that look right? Does that sound right?
Yeah, it looks right.
We'll go with Padata. Thank you for the $4.99 donation. Last year don't count. Well, I don't completely agree with that, but okay. We had Jarrett Docoin at QB. Daniel stays healthy. We could go 11-1 and make a Big 12 championship. Also, Holgorsen's D was trash. Yes. Even when we had a 10-win season, we had to average 60 points a game to win a game. The first year we were in the Big 12, our first Big 12 game, we had to score 70 points to beat Baylor. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Go back and look at it. It's ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. We have Edward, the master trash talker, joining us now. I'm seeing, this is the Backyard Brawl. We're getting the attention of everybody. I mean, this is the game tomorrow. No offense to Penn State and Purdue. That's going to be a heck of a game. And I think, honestly, at least one of those teams should be ranked. It's a daggum shame that neither one of them are ranked. That's kind of stupid. But the Backyard Brawl is the marquee game. It is the number one bet game of the week, not just Thursday. It's sold out. People are saying they're expecting between 75 and 80,000 there. The stadium holds 67,000. That's insane. So, Edward, since you're a master trash talker and this is a rivalry, where would you rank the Backyard Brawl when it comes to rivalries?
That's a good question. I would what is it ranked right now? Number one?
No, you can't.
I would say either the Iron Bowl or Ohio State and Michigan.
I would say. I'm sorry. I'll let Edward.
I would go. That's a hard one where to put the Backyard Brawl, but I wouldn't put it number one. I'd probably put it like much between. I'd probably put it in between. What's that rivalry? Shoot.
I like the Red River rivalry.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe put it like near that one, like not really above it, but below that.
That's fair.
Yeah, I would put it below the red. What do they call it? Red River Shootout or something? Whatever they call
Yeah,
it.
they changed. It's the rivalry. It's
Yeah,
totally
I would put it right below the Red River Shootout.
There you go. I like it, and I think D4 would agree with that as well.
Yeah, I'd put it behind it. I'd go Iron Bowl first. I'd go Michigan, Ohio State second. OU, Texas third. Yeah, Backyard Brawl. I mean, that's
No, not Oregon State. No.
Oh God, put it in Oregon State. That'd be terrible.
Seriously, when you sit down and think about it, there's not a lot of rivalries ahead of the Backyard Brawl.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you have those big ones, but then whenever you get past those, it's like, not even the Palmetto Bowl, South Carolina, nope.
You also
Georgia Tech, nope.
Yeah.
Louisville and Kentucky, nope. Man, now we're running out of rivalries. Washington State, the Apple Cup, nope. Ole Miss, Mississippi State, nope. I think Backyard Brawl is a solid 4.
What about Miami, Florida State? I mean,
that is a good one. That is a good one. But the Backyard Brawl is much older than that one.
Yeah.
Much older. But I would say Miami, Florida State is definitely top 10 for sure. Jimmy Touchdown has taken another jab. So, man, D4, I apologize. I left that on the screen way too long.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
His little brother to Texas A&M gig him. That's man, he's going down the rabbit hole. Seriously. John Waffle, thank you for the $1.99 donation. I'm hearing the Titanic theme song. Oh, so West Virginia's a Titanic now. Okay. I didn't realize our brand was that big, but man, what a comparison. Steve Buchanan, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for the $4.99 donation. Who was WVU's best coach in the last 20 years? Rich Rod, liked or disliked still. Here's $5 for a pair of Shady Rays. He really wants me to get a pair of Shady Rays. I think I might have to do that. But yeah, Rich Rod, whether you love him or hate him, the best West Virginia teams probably of all time. I mean, you had 2005 when we unexpectedly had a one-loss season, won the Big East, and beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, right? That was under his watch. 2007, we came one game away from getting to the national championship. We still stomped Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl, and Pat White went 4-0 in bowls. I mean, Don Nehlen was a great head coach. Do not get me wrong. 2 undefeated seasons, 1 trip to the national championship. I'd probably have to give the nod to Don Nehlen because of the longevity, and we actually appeared in the national championship against Notre Dame, which, if you think about it, that's sad for Notre Dame. The last time they won a national championship was against West Virginia. I mean, that's sad. I'm sorry, that's sad. But yeah, I'd probably have to give the nod to Don Nehlen. Jimmy Touchdown, man, supporting the show like crazy tonight. Thank you for the $5 donation. Nice to see Pitt selling out its stadium. You're welcome, Pitt. The fact West Virginia fans can't drive 75 miles to watch a Backyard Brawl proves what? No, West Virginia sold that out. That doesn't even make sense. Like,
I agree with you, Joel.
Trash,
West
man.
Virginia did sell it out. Jimmy Touchdown's a prick. He don't know what he's talking about. Sorry. You want me to clown this Jimmy Touchdown for you?
Well, hold on. Let me catch up real quick.
Sure.
AJ Padada. Hopefully, I'm not butchering your name. Sorry about that. Thank you for the $1.99 donation. What does WB mean?
What about?
Something. What about? Gotcha. Harvard versus Yale. Yeah, I mean, it was back in the day, but that was like 100 years ago, back whenever they mattered. Jimmy Touchdown, another $2 donation. WVU will rehire Rich Rod after Neil Brown pit loss. Let me think about that for a second, because losing the pit would suck, and I'm going to be mad, and I'm probably going to, if that happens, I would probably react in an irrational way, like ask for the firing of Neil Brown. So if that did happen, honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I wouldn't be opposed to that. John Waffle says, and people say we live in the past. Shaking my head. What? Somebody asked me a question and I was answering it. What are you talking about? I'm not.
They're nannies.
Is it just late, or am I behind or something, or is John Waffle not making sense now? My gosh. Stubby 1085, thank you for the donation. Can we hear the guy's opinion on Bama, Texas? That's actually a good one right there. What is your opinion on that?
About that game, Bama's obviously the more talented, deeper team. There's no question about it. I'm just looking for us to go out there and compete as long as we can, keep it respectable. And I'm not expecting to win the game. No logical Texas fan is expecting to go out there and win this ball game. Mm-hmm. It'll be a barometer of where we were from last year. If we can keep it respectable, that's if. I'm not saying will, but we're not expecting.
Ewers did win. That was that's actually a great sign for Texas. I was worried about that for a minute. Was that like a relief whenever you heard that?
Yeah. I think you got to bank on the future.
What are the expectations for Ewers? Like, what do you like 8-9 wins this year if he stays healthy?
I think it's plausible. I think it's definitely a possible scenario. We have to finish games. I think Gary Patterson becoming part of our analysts and being on that staff is going to help PK in the long run when it comes to defenses and strategizing and not only making adjustments, but making adjustments series to series. I think it's going to go a long way. I'm not expecting us to win the Big 12. I'm not expecting us to do anything like that. But I expect us to be better than we were last year and have a building year like the year before the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. And you hit the nail on the head about his biggest issues last year. For whatever reason, Steve Sarkisian was not good at making in-game adjustments last year. Hopefully he figures that out. I'm telling you right now, if he can figure that out, Texas is going to be a dangerous team this year because y'all have a lot of talent on that team. What about you, Edward? What do you think Texas has a chance? Do you think it gets out of control early? What's your gut feeling on the Bama-Texas game? It's in Austin. It is in Austin. That helps a little bit.
Okay, so that means D4, you got home field advantage, and I like that back. I like that. I think it'll be an interesting game. I think, I mean, the way Bama plays, it could get out of hand, but I'm hoping. I agree with what D4 said. I'm going on with him saying that I think they're going to keep it very respectable, and but I do think even if Bama does win it, I think it'll be very close.
I gotcha. I heard a live show, and I haven't talked about this game all that much because I don't know. I don't give Oregon much of a chance. I'm talking about Oregon versus Georgia in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that Oregon can scare Georgia because Georgia lost a lot of the defense that started last year. If you had to put a percentage, and I'm asking both of y'all, we'll start with D4 and then go to Edward. If you had to put a percentage on the chances that you think Oregon has of beating Georgia, where would you put it?
15%. I think there's always a puncher's chance.
Yep.
There's always Dan Lanning being a part of that system of Kirby Smart's, knowing the offense, knowing Todd Monken. I think there's, like I said, everybody's always got a puncher's chance. I mean, the mighty Alabama fell to ULM in 2007.
Yep.
You've seen nationally ranked top 10 team in Michigan fall to an App State team. I mean, just puncher's chance.
Last year, Oregon goes into Ohio State and beats them.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming. What about you, Edward? Would you say about 15? higher, lower?
I agree with D4. I like his points. I'd go with what he said. I agree with him. I agree with D4.
Okay, so about 15%. So there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance, but you're not expecting it, right?
No.
That's
No.
what we would say.
I
Okay.
think in a way, Georgia, even though I agree with what D4 said about, Georgia losing a lot of their like some of their talent they had were really good. But even though Georgia, they can rebuild really quick, like Alabama can, and being with them have the higher chance at beating Oregon. I think they could. I mean, even though, so I do predict Georgia to beat Oregon, but like I said, and I agree with what D4 made a lot of good points, and I agree with them 15%. I agree, but
I will say this. Last time I checked, the spread was Georgia favored by 17. I would actually take those points because I think Georgia handles Oregon. Don't get me wrong. I don't think this is going to be a nail-biter down to the end, but I think 17, I think that's just too high because of how much talent Georgia lost on the defense. The talent gap on the lines is not going to be that big. Remember, Cristobal recruited SEC talent on the lines. He wanted Oregon to be an SEC team. So the lines are going to be very, very similar, and that's Georgia's strength. I think that'll keep Oregon in the football game, but I still think Georgia wins by a couple touchdowns. So I'm going to go, by 2 touchdowns. So 17 is just a little too much for me.
I actually earlier on my show, I picked Georgia to cover the spread. I picked like a 38-20 game, something like that.
Hey, that's covering 18 points. I got you.
Yeah.
Even a Penn State fan, the silent majority, thank you for the $4.99 donation, says, even as a Penn State grad, Backyard Brawl is best rivalry. Wow. High praise from a Penn State fan. And the crazy thing is, as a West Virginia fan, I actually disagree. I think Ohio State, Michigan, maybe the Iron Bowl. Maybe the Iron Bowl is number 1. But Backyard Brawl is a top 5 in my opinion. But he goes on to say, my pick, 21-14 West Virginia or 17-14 West Virginia. So either way, he's picking West Virginia. I'm watching reruns of old Backyard Brawl games. That's what I've been doing on YouTube now. Yes, they've had some good ones. The one that I try to avoid is 2007, though. I don't like rewatching that one. I remember where I was, who I was with, how I felt, what I ate for dinner, what time I woke up the next day. That was a horrible day. That was one of the all-time worst days of my life being a West Virginia fan. It was bad. It was bad. Let me ask you guys, was there any games like that for you, like so bad that it's ingrained into your brain?
Oh, yeah. I went to I was at the 4 overtime loss to Oklahoma a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. What about, by the way, Edward, who is your team? I've never.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm Florida State's my team.
Florida State. Okay, so is there a Florida State game that just was the worst, that it's just burned into your brain? You remember everything about it. You'll never forget it.
I would say, I know when Florida State's played Florida, that was and Florida back was like one of the hostile, and especially playing in Ben Hill Griffin Stadium when it was very hostile.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And
I'll tell you, and I'm sure D4 and you could back me up on this. That Ben Hill Griffin is one of the toughest stadiums to play in.
And that's why I'm picking Florida to upset Utah. I'm picking them to upset Utah, and I think Utah's the better team. I really do. But
yeah. Okay,
so everybody's got to realize this is going to be the first game of the year. So even if Utah is better and Florida's not as good, they don't know that, if that makes any sense. In the first game, they don't know that. They think they have a chance to go undefeated. The crowd is going to be absolutely jacked. Utah, I'm telling you, there's no way that they have been in an atmosphere that even comes close to the Swamp. Maybe at Oregon, but I think they played Oregon at home last year, so they don't even have that under their belts as far as this particular team. I think the road environment, it will get to Utah. and Florida is going to, and it's not going to be a big upset. I think the line is like 1 or 2 points, something like that. But I think Florida gets the early upset in the year. What do y'all think about that game?
Yeah,
I chose Utah.
I mean, that's fair.
I think they're going to dominate on the line of scrimmage. Is my big takeaway from it. Coming into a new system with Billy Napier, you never know what you're going to get. How's AR-15 handling the playbook? How much of the playbook has he learned? How much can you open it up? We don't know. And of course, Diabate going over from Florida to Utah is definitely a big plus to fill in Devin Lloyd's spot, who the Utah lost to the NFL. They're going to be much better in the secondary this year. I mean, they were starting a running back at corner versus Jackson Smith and Jigba in the Rose Bowl, and still almost took out Ohio State.
That was a great game. Yeah.
So, I chose Utah, but that's just me. Everybody has different opinions, and that's why we.
Points, and I agree with every single point. But something in my gut is like, first game of the year in the swamp, and Florida's going to be a little bit better. Not like, win the SEC East better, but just a little bit better combined with the home atmosphere. I don't know. Just that's a gut hit for me. If I go by the stats and personnel, D4, you make a ton of sense. You probably should pick Utah. I'm going to be honest. You probably should. But something in my gut is telling me Florida just because of that home field advantage.
Thanks.
So the game that I picked for my Patreons to guess, which, by the way, there's still time. As long as you become a Patreon before Friday at midnight and submit your pick, you can win the $20 for this week. That's the game I picked. Number 5, Notre Dame at number 2, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Since on that, I have go. You go ahead, D4.
I chose Ohio State to cover. 17 points as well.
Yep.
I chose Ohio State to cover, and the reason is I think the defense is going to be much improved under Jim Knowles. I just think he's a better play caller when it comes to defense, and I think he's going to have them tuned up and ready to go. The one advantage that Notre Dame has is probably on the line of scrimmage, but they have an unproven quarterback in Tyler Buckner. They're down to 5 scholarship wide receivers. That's very concerning.
I did not know that.
Yeah, wow. That's very concerning, especially swapping those guys in and out.
Transfer issues?
Do what?
Did they have transfer issues with the?
I think they had injury issues.
Okay, gotcha.
They just had one tear his ACL not too long. I think Will the Notre Dame fan was.
Yeah. Definitely. And it's at Ohio State. That doesn't help anything.
No.
That doesn't help anything. I have to agree. I honestly don't give Notre Dame any chance. I looked at whenever I try to pick a winner of a game, I look at who has the most advantages where, and the only advantage that Notre Dame has is on the offensive line. That's it. That is it. And I know Ohio State's weakness was defense last year, but I still think it's going to be the weaker side of the ball, but I don't think it's going to be a liability like it was last year. I think Ohio State runs Notre Dame out of the building. I really do.
Jason Rollison, no, Jack Cohn is not playing for Notre Dame. He is in the NFL. It is now Tyler Buckner.
Yep, that is true. David Z makes a good point to our donation. The Pac-12 conference hasn't won a bowl in 2 years, and they haven't been to the playoffs in how many years? Yikes. Yikes. We have a red flag for you, D4. Spartan Warrior 64, thank you for the generous $19.99 donation. Trap game warning says UTSA, a trap game for the Horns. Road Runners on the rise. Yes. Where does that game fall on your schedule? Is that after Alabama or before?
Yeah, it's after, right before you guys.
Okay, so and that's a home game too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We're not traveling to San Antonio to play the little beep guys.
Yeah, y'all get to play Nick Troy Fortune, our starting quarterback that got beat by Charles Woods. He transferred to UTSA, so he's going to be starting over there. If that game was before Alabama, I would think that would be more of a trap game. But we all think that Texas is going to lose to Alabama. I think most Texas fans would agree. So they're not looking for. I don't think after a loss to Alabama they'll be like, oh man, I thought we were going to win that game. Now we're all depressed. No, that's not going to be the case. They're going to learn. They're going to figure out where they need to get better at, and the next game they will be better. And that's why the next game after that, West Virginia and Austin, I actually have West Virginia losing to Texas because I do not like where that game falls on our schedule because we'll be coming off a road win. I'm calling it a road win over Virginia Tech, but that is a rivalry game. That is a hostile environment. A lot of energy will be poured into that game, a lot of game planning. And Texas, I just think West Virginia will be out of gas, and I think Texas will be catching momentum by that game. Those are the reasons why I have Texas beating West Virginia in that fifth game for us. Yep.
All right, GBD, I got to jump off here. Thanks for having me on, buddy, and good luck tomorrow. And it's a pleasure as always.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
D4.
I'll have you on anytime, man. Anytime.
You're welcome. You're welcome on my stream anytime, D4.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You
know what? I need to get to bed because I got to wake up tomorrow to head to the Backyard Brawl. But not to fear. As usual, I do give my guests a chance to get their last word in before we go off the air. And I don't know about you, but I don't see anybody else on StreamYard, so you're the only one. So the floor is yours, my friend. You get the last word.
All right. Well, I want to first say, Golden Blue Dude, thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure. And hey, you need to come on my live stream, man. Got to have you on the panel, man. You'd be awesome.
Hey, just hit Joey up, man, and he'll line it up. We'll make it happen, man.
Okay. I guess I need to talk to Joey, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do I have to email him
Unfortunately,
directly?
it's not like that I ignore people, but my days are like just super crazy, and he helps filter things in and out. But I'll make sure to tell him to put you high on the priority list.
All right. Do you have Joey's email? I can email him directly. And
hold on, I do.
if I need to email Joey, I can. If I have to get his email address, I can email him. Because Joey's been on my live stream before. So,
you know what? I should know that off the top of my head, but I don't. That's crazy.
Okay.
So I'm looking at I think Joey's in the chat. Joey, you in the chat, buddy? Edward needs your email so he can line up a show for us.
Yeah, I can get you both in.
I tell you what, I'll give you my email.
Okay.
And then I'm about to put it in the chat right here. Hold on.
Okay.
That way you can see it.
Oh, so I don't have the option things up. Oh, maybe I can. Well, can I put in a new tab?
What we'll do is.
What I can do is I can go a new tab and then go back and hit your live thing, and I can get it
So
from
there
there.
it is. refsuck@gmail.com. So email me, and then I'll email you back his email. If that makes sense.
REV?
REF. I'll spell it out for you. REF. SS. UK.
Okay.
@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. And that's your direct.
That is me direct.
All right.
And anybody can email me for that matter. So
Okay.
you guys.
I'll shoot you an email for sure. All right. Well, basically, I'm going to come on in here and just say I think West Virginia is going to destroy Pitt. Eat shit, Pitt, you douchebags.
Exactly. Hey. Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. Speaking of which, my brother actually made me a custom shirt. I want to make sure I get this in frame correctly. So let me make sure. Y'all, can you see it?
Yes! That's right! That's right!
And then on the front, of course.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
So we got the Golden Blue Dude logo, of course, got to represent, and then the Eat Shit Pit. And I will be wearing that to the game tomorrow. So I am pumped.
As far as US, at least you take D4 said Texas is not traveling over to those little beep twits, okay? The beep twits coming over to Austin, and Texas is going to destroy them too.
Exactly. I agree
And
with that.
Notre Dame, sorry, you're getting your doo-doo pushed in, and you're going to be losing 2 games, and that's Ohio State and Clemson.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that's the bottom line, because I said so.
Well done, Edward. Well done. Hey, email me. We'll get it set up.
Got
All right,
it.
buddy?
I'll shoot you an email, man. Thanks for having me on. Have a good night, Golden Blue Dude.
You as well, buddy. Thanks for coming
Right,
on.
Thank you.
Edward, the master trash talker. Awesome job, by the way. Oh man, my logo went off the screen. That was looking awesome. All right. Anyways, moving on. I got to get off here, guys, because I have a long day tomorrow to entertain you at the Backyard Brawl. It is all for you guys to entertain you at the Backyard Brawl. It's only about a 3.5 hour drive here, so the drive's not going to be that bad. But I do have to wake up in the morning because it's going to be a long day, and then of course the actual game. Now, pregame here on Golden Blue, post-game also here on Golden Blue, but in-game live stream will be on Sorgy Stories. He will be streaming the game on his channel. So Sorgy Stories, if you're in the chat, buddy, put it in there. You know what? Hold on, let me put it in there. I got you, buddy. I got you. I don't know if he's in here or not, so make sure I spell it correctly. It's got a little bit of wanky spelling to it. Nope, not a capital T. Why did I do that? Yeah, that's correct. So that's the channel that's going to live stream the actual game. So there you go. And by the way, score prediction contest is every single week. I pick one college football game, usually the biggest one in my opinion, and I have all my Patreons guess the score, okay? Whoever comes the closest to the actual score wins $20 every single week, and you can win as many times as you want. And you can join my Patreon page for as low as $2 a month. So if you're good at guessing scores and you're a $2 Patreon, you're paying $2 a month and you win $80. That's pretty good. But if you want more guesses, then you could be a $5, $10, $20. I do have $20 Patreon, so they get more guesses. That's how it works. Whatever dollar amount Patreon you are, that's how many guesses. And the guesses are starting to pour in because I announced that it's going to be number 5, Notre Dame, at number 2, Ohio State. That is my score prediction game of the week. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Hope y'all had a good time here. I did. I'm excited. I am pumped. I am predicting West Virginia to beat Pitt in the Backyard Brawl. My score prediction is going to be 34-21. I think they beat them solidly, but not a blowout. I think JT Daniels has a little something for that Pitt defense. And I think Pitt's offense takes a significant step backwards. That's the biggest key. Our offense takes a step forward, and their offense takes a step backward. Traveling Full says I'm ignoring him. What did you say? I actually wasn't, but now that you said that, link. Hold on. He wants to jump in here real quick. About to wrap it up, Traveling Fools, but hold on. Traveling Fools, you're killing me, man. I'm not used to these keys, so bear with me, guys. There we go. They're very loud keys too. Like mine's on a laptop. So all right. Let's see. THQ TH. I can hardly see that, so hopefully I'll get this right. And TK. There we go. Got through it, and I think that's right. Yes, that looks right. There you go, Traveling Fools. I'm about to head out of here, but you wanted to jump on real quick, so I got you because I was not ignoring you. I never ignore you, Traveling Fools. Never ignore you. That is a fact. Do. We are waiting on Traveling Fools. Come on in, and I want you to go to bed. Click on the link and come on the show. Don't. Awkward silence. This is what you're doing, man. You're creating awkward silence. Click the link. Oh, I said streamed hard. How about this? Traveling Fools? It's getting late. I'm getting tired. I literally mistyped that. Not on purpose. That was on accident. tomorrow when we go live, I will put the link in there and you can come on then. All right. But I promise I was not ignoring you. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Appreciate everybody that stopped by and, hopefully you were a little bit entertained. Backyard Brawl tomorrow. Super excited. Make sure to hit the like button on the way out, by the way. Even though the video is not going to be live anymore, still, those likes help the video grow. So please hit that on the way out. We would greatly appreciate that. You guys were amazing this evening. Hopefully I entertained you just a little bit because that's my job. Not sure the actual timing of my live shows tomorrow, so it's always important to have that notification bell ring. And if you're not a subscriber of Golden Blue, I'm telling you, if you're a college football fan, right now is the very best time to hit that subscribe button. Tomorrow is the Backyard Brawl. It doesn't get better than that. So live show coming tomorrow. I just don't know what time, so hit the notifications. That's what helps. Y'all have a good night, and I'm definitely going to see you tomorrow in Pittsburgh for the Backyard Brawl. Can't wait. Let's go, Mountaineers.